Hi, I'm Rod, K8RR.
And I'm Mark W8BBQ.
And on this edition of DX Engineering's Q&A Wednesday, we're actually going to have a little discussion about what's in our shack.
All right. So
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Very good.
So, what's in our shack Wednesday, we'll call it, right?
I like it.
That's what we call it when we talk about what we have and what we use. And I'll get to the hard stuff, which is the antennas, later, because I'm having trouble with antennas. But what do you use in your shack? What kind of radios?
Well, I've got a few different radios that I bounce back and forth from. Nothing new. I don't have any super new equipment, but I've got a lot of ICOMs sitting on the desk right now. 7600, 746 Pros, and things like that. Little D-Star radio.
Really?
I've got a closet with some neat old junk in it. I have a Yaesu FT401 Bravo.
Wow,
there,
yeah, that's a really nice vintage radio.
I think maybe the radio that has the distinction of having the most tubes ever made, possibly. Don't quote me on that. But
oh, yeah, that's right.
Case. But,
it was one of those old Yaesu tube models from the 60s.
Right. So great radio.
Way back.
We have fun with that.
Way back. I have presently a Ten-Tech Orion 2, right?
Yeah.
And I have a Flex 5000. I've got all sorts of old radios.
Right.
Yaesu FT102 restored, beautiful. Mal does a great job on those. And for a while there, I was even DXing a lot with the FT765 ICOM, which is a really good radio. So yeah, I've had a lot of different radios over the years. I've had an opportunity to try a lot of different radios. But for all the different radios, and I don't have a brand new one. Actually, I've never bought a brand new radio, ever. Always a used radio, because it's, cost effective.
Absolutely.
But one of these days, I really will buy a new one. And we have an opportunity here to get our hands on and use new radios. So that puts us in a pretty unique position here at DX Engineering. We have a lot of fun with that. But what about the other stuff? What's other than the radio? What's the most important thing in the shack?
Well, I don't know about important, but we've got your regular conglomeration of amplifiers and
tuners.
Well, yeah, I don't have any tuners.
You don't have a tuner.
I try to run without the tuners, but I've got digital watt meter and stuff like that. One of their favorite things, I think, is which I got here is my Ham Plus remote switching station, which is kind of neat.
That's really cool.
That allows me to use up to 6 antennas, going into 3 different radios, and
one at a time, right?
And all with one amplifier.
With a loop on the back of it for going through one amplifier.
So that makes it really neat.
I think we kind of talked about that once quite some time ago. It was pretty neat discussion about the antenna switches. I don't have that, but I have tuners and like an NCC2, a phasing unit to phase in a receive antenna.
Nice piece.
And a couple, lots of other peripherals. But the most important thing in the shack actually is my brain, because none of that stuff works right unless I know how to work it.
Amen.
You have to engage the brain before you shift the radio into gear, right?
That's right. Well, what about this time of year? We're here in Northeast Ohio, and they're already calling for snow, unfortunately, tomorrow. Yeah. So at least locally here, we've all been running around like mad trying to get whatever antenna work we can before we're unable to do stuff like that. So how about outside? What have you been working on outside?
Yeah, the antenna troubles, right? I've found by experimentation that a couple of wire verticals fed against a nice complete radial system work really well. But getting up a horizontal wire antenna to work really well is troublesome for me. I'm in a smaller city lot, and I have some things in the near field that are messing up the horizontal dipole, like a metal roof on a back porch or something else. So some of us are just regular guys with regular antenna problems that that take some time to solve, and I'll figure something else out.
What's the prognosis before the snow flies?
While the snow flies in the dark,
that's
that's when fixed antennas work the best.
I agree. I agree. Yep.
Yeah. What about your antennas?
I've got quite a few antennas going on. I like messing with the antennas. I had somewhere in the midsummer had a pretty bad windstorm and lost some trees, and took down a few of those antennas. So I just got a lot of my wires back up. I had fit 280 foot or whatever for 160 meters, and I've got a beam on a tower, and most exciting thing that I have going right now antenna-wise is I have a triangulated receive array system, which is directional in 6 different directions.
The high Z triangular array, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that'll be a great receive antenna for low bands, and
Yes. Doesn't work too well right now.
No, because
it's still sitting in the boxes in my garage. But again, that's a before the snow flies project. So we're hoping to get that up and start busting away. 160 is the last band that I'm going for DXCC. So I plan on that helping me, and we're getting the time's running out signal here already.
We're all just working away at doing new and different things here at DX Engineering, as we are at home on our shacks and in our antenna systems. So let us know, give us some feedback on what you're using in your shack and what antennas you use, and give us some questions in the feedback here.
Or how about even your favorite piece of equipment that you have, whether it's in the shack or outside the shack.
Yeah.
What's your favorite piece of equipment?
Right. That's it for Q&A Wednesday this week. We'll see you next time here from DX Engineering.
I'm Mark W8BBQ.
Rod K8RR 73.